Our story begins not with explosions and manifestos, but with the quiet brilliance of a prodigious young mind. Imagine, if you will, a child so exceptionally gifted, so intellectually advanced that he graduated high school at the tender age of 15, swiftly ascending to Harvard University on a scholarship. This was Theodore Kaczynski, a mathematical wunderkind whose intellect burned with an intensity rarely seen. He wasn't just smart. He was a phenomenon, navigating complex equations and theories with an effortless grace that baffled even seasoned academics. Yet beneath this dazzling academic facade, something was stirring, a nascent discontent, a profound unease that would fester and twist into something far more sinister. His early life, a tapestry woven with threads of extraordinary intelligence and academic triumphs, was, in retrospect, a prelude to a much darker narrative. A slow-burning fuse ignited by an enigmatic internal conflict that would ultimately erupt with devastating consequences. Here was a mind poised for greatness, a scholar destined for the pinnacles of academia, yet something would irrevocably alter his trajectory, sending him hurtling down a path of isolation and radicalization. Ted's academic journey continued, culminating in a PhD in mathematics from the University of Michigan. His dissertation was so intricate, so groundbreaking, that his professors struggled to fully grasp its complexities, yet recognized its undeniable brilliance. This led to his appointment as an assistant professor at the prestigious University of California, Berkeley, at just 25 years old. The future, it seemed, stretched out before him, a glittering path paved with academic accolades and intellectual recognition. But even in the hallowed halls of academia, the seeds of his extremist ideology were taking root. This seemingly conventional academic career was merely the visible tip of an iceberg, concealing a turbulent inner world, where burgeoning anti-establishment sentiments and a deep-seated distrust of modern society were beginning to coalesce. The very system that celebrated his genius would soon become the target of his wrath, fueled by a conviction that technology was humanity's gravest error. The Industrial Revolution, with its relentless march of progress, was, in Kaczynski's eyes, nothing short of a catastrophe. He yearned for a return to a primordial state, a world unblemished by the cold, calculating logic of machines. In a drastic act of defiance, he retreated from society, abandoning the comforts of modernity for a solitary cabin in the remote wilderness of Montana. This was no mere escape. It was a strategic withdrawal, a deliberate act of disentanglement from a world he deemed irredeemably corrupt. From this isolated sanctuary, he meticulously cultivated his anti-technology philosophy, poring over its tenets, hardening his resolve, and unknowingly at the time setting the stage for a reign of terror that would grip a nation. From the depths of his secluded hideaway, Kaczynski began his chilling campaign against the technological world he so despised. It wasn't a sudden outburst. It was a meticulously planned and executed war spanning a horrifying 17 years. Each bomb, carefully crafted and disguised, was a venomous message, a desperate attempt to ignite a revolution against the very fabric of industrial society. His targets were symbolic: universities, airlines, and computer stores, institutions he viewed as pillars of the technological machine. With each detonation, fear spread, and the FBI launched an unprecedented investigation, codenaming the elusive bomber Unabomber. The mystery surrounding this highly intelligent, yet savagely violent individual only deepened, his motives shrouded in secrecy. He was a phantom, leaving behind only the devastating aftermath of his attacks and the haunting question of who he was. For years, the FBI was locked in a relentless battle against an unseen enemy, a phantom bomber whose attacks grew increasingly bold. Their investigation, codenamed Unabomber, was a monumental undertaking, consuming countless resources and thousands of man-hours. They painstakingly pieced together fragmented evidence, meticulously analyzed bomb fragments, and tracked every lead. Yet, amidst the despair, a new strategy emerged, a desperate gamble that would ultimately crack the case wide open. They decided to publish the Unabomber's sprawling Manifesto, Industrial Society and Its Future, in major newspapers. The gamble paid off. The Manifesto resonated with a startling familiarity in the mind of David Kaczynski, Ted's brother. He recognized the chillingly familiar turns of phrase and the peculiar obsession with linguistic nuances that he had witnessed firsthand. This shocking realization led David to reluctantly contact the authorities, thus providing the crucial tip that finally pointed the FBI towards their suspect. The pieces of the puzzle suddenly clicked into place, revealing the meticulously planned, yet deeply disturbed, mind of Ted Kaczynski. His isolated cabin in rural Montana became the scene of his final act as a free man, as federal agents swarmed the property. The world watched in disbelief as the brilliant recluse, the architect of so much fear, was finally brought to justice. His capture and subsequent conviction marking a pivotal moment in criminal history.